Well, good afternoon. I'm Sean. I'm going to be your social worker throughout the process of your treatment and time here. Uh, First, I see here that your name is Michelle. Do you go by that name or do you go by a different name?
I like to go by Shelly.
Shelly. Okay. Well, Shelly, it's nice to meet you. So I've been reading through your intake questionnaire, and I've read a few things that you got in there. But before we get going with that, I'd like to go over a few things as far as our clinic responsibilities and things like that. So in the questionnaire and the intake forms that you had, it mentioned about confidentiality. So basically, our confidentiality rules are that this is a safe place where we situations that are going on, life, the things that are coming up, and it's a way for me to better understand the things that are going on in your life. So maybe we can help things move forward towards some goals that you have. But also, it's a way for us to make sure that you stay safe throughout the whole entire process. So, with that, if there is at any point in time where there's a situation where I think that you might be in an unsafe place, or if somebody that is, say, in your family or friend group that is also in the same place, I do have a right to report that. Um, and that requires breaking confidentiality. But I do want you to know that that is for the safety of everyone involved. So I
Okay.
don't want yeah, I don't want that to limit any of your responses to questions or anything like that. So just feel free to answer honestly, so we can move forward with everything. Okay, does that sound good?
Okay. It does.
Okay, so in your questionnaire, they said I learned a little bit about some of the things that are going on, but I want to hear from you in your own words. What has brought you here today, and things of that nature.
Yeah, so I've just had a lot of difficulty recently with like I have like a lot of energy for a little while and then all of a sudden I just kind of like bottom out and I don't really have anything and it's just it gets to be like a really sad and like really dark place for a little while and so this has been going on for a little bit and so my friends and family were kind of concerned. So they encouraged me to reach out to a therapist to talk to, so here I am.
Okay. So your family and friends have noticed these things then,
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing. Okay. So about how long, not that they've noticed, but how long have you, to your own thoughts, how long have you been experiencing these things?
Probably about like 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Do you know about what it was that started these things going on?
Not really. I mean, I mean, of course, we were all kind of like locked down through COVID. That was kind of like crazy and the whole world was nuts. But um, I started a different job like right as we started with that. And so it was just like a lot of stress all at once. Um, and I just kind of haven't really kind of let go of a lot of that, I guess. I'm still juggling a lot of that stress.
Okay. When you say you're juggling a lot of that stress, does that mean that you're still having changes in your job or in your work relationships?
Um, now that we're all back in person, so things, kind of we had to adjust there. And so that was like a whole different type of transition. But I think that was probably the most recent one. But like I got a new boss recently. That's yeah, like 3 months ago. So that's been different again. So
So so it sounds like there's been a little anxiety there because of the changes, and it's maybe changed a few of the attitudes or moods in the work relationship then.
yeah, I mean, you never really know what you're going to get with a new boss. You don't know if they're going to be a good person or really stressful. You don't know what they're going to do.
Uh, that is true, and they might have a different outlook on things than what you might have, a different way of approaching things too. So that's
Yeah.
something else to get used to. So But before that, so you said about 2.5 years ago because of COVID and such. So before that, though, was there anything that arose before that? Because I see here in your questionnaire that you were born, let's see, 1991, May 5th. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so like I don't really remember anything specific like that sticks out that was before COVID. It's all pretty much been since then.
Okay. And as far as family and friend relationships, everything pretty much stayed the same?
Yeah, it's all pretty much stayed the same. Like I said, they just were kind of concerned about me and kind of encouraged me to look after myself.
Okay. With those things, how about your sleeping habits or your eating habits? Is that some of the things that they've noticed or that you've noticed?
Um, just kind of because I've told them about it. I guess they really do notice when I'm really tired and exhausted and haven't really slept well. Or when I have that like a lot of energy, that's when they notice that too. But they haven't really said anything about my eating habits.
Okay. So as far as your take on it, how has your eating habits been? Have you eating a lot more, a lot less? Has that changed at
Like
all?
a lot less. Like I don't even get hungry. Like I forget to eat a lot of times because I got so much energy and my focus is all over the place. So I forget to eat.
Okay. And when you finally do remember to eat, is it a normal portion or is it you catch up on eating?
Yo, it's ketchup. I'm starving. And usually it's not healthy because I'm starving. So it's like fast food or like pickup or something. I know it's not the best, but it's what I got at the moment.
Gotcha. So, what are some of the things you normally keep on hand at the moment? What's your favorite types of foods or drinks or anything like that?
Well, like I have the caffeine addiction, so I always have like Dr. Pepper or whatever and coffee in the house. And I don't really keep a lot of groceries here, so it's really just it's always like a drive through or DoorDash or something.
I gotcha. Okay. So, uh, McDonald's, what are we talking about then?
Yeah, yeah,
Just whichever one's closer, whenever
yeah.
that time
Like whatever
happens.
I'm craving today. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whatever's cheap
Well,
and
so
whatever's quick.
gotcha. So then I take it sounds like that from the things that have been going on, that it's it sounds like maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but does anyone in your family or have they experienced any of these issues? Do you think?
Not that they haven't told me that they have.
Okay, so not that anyone's voice.
Right.
Okay, okay. Well, so well, want to ask a few medical questions then, so we can kind of bring everything together on both sides of the things that we're talking about. So, are you currently taking any medications?
No.
Okay. What about any previous injuries, specifically in the last 2.5 to 3 years?
No.
No, on that. Okay. And you mentioned 2.5 years from this particular thing. Um, has anything made it better or anything make it worse throughout the day?
Not really. I mean, I just kind of go with it. Like when I have energy, I get like stuff done and I enjoy the energy. And when I don't, I just sleep a lot
Okay.
and rest.
And I gotcha. Okay. So in those times that you sleep a whole lot, um, is at any point in time, any time that you feel depressed or feel like that you're alone through all of this, like that you don't have any help?
Sometimes those thoughts come into my mind. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then my next question is a question that's kind of touchy for a few folks. So if you would just bear with me, and again, this is just so I can better understand things that you're going through. Um, So at any point in time, have those incidents and those mood changes, those signs of anxiety and such, have they caused you to feel like harming yourself in any way?
No, no,
Okay. What about thoughts of suicide, taking your own life? Anything like that happen?
no, nothing like that. Just really tired.
Tired. Okay. All right. Well, when you have those times, just remember that everyone handles things differently. Okay. So not everyone or no one's going to have the same situation come up as you do. So I want you to just, try and work through things in our sessions. Okay. And if at any point in time you do have feelings like that, I want you to feel that this is a safe place for you to come to talk about those things, because it's really important that this whole entire session is for you. Okay. Because that's first and
Okay,
foremost our focus. Okay. Um,
thanks.
so uh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Out of what we've talked about, is there anything that or any questions that I didn't ask or that I didn't cover that maybe you want me to know about during the session?
Just like when do I need to see you again?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. So our next session is going to be same day, same time next week. So it's going to be on Friday at 3 o'clock p.m. And since you mentioned that, what we're going to actually do next session is we're going to go over basically a review of what we did this session. But I've got a little homework for you, just a little bit of homework. If you're okay with that.
Okay,
Okay. So what it is actually, if during this next week you have those moments to where you have that super heightened energy or the super low, or you have the sleep changes, eating habit changes, I want you to actually write those down. Um, I'm not sure if that's something that you've done before. It's kind of like a journal.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, I could do that.
okay. Okay. Because what that can do is I forget things quite often, so I have to write them down, and I have got to revisit them. So that could be one of those things that we look over together, or you look over. That, let's say, if you had a great day, you can write that down, and maybe the things that you did during that day or the things that happened, you can revisit those so that you can better prepare and maybe have another good day. And that could be something that we could focus on next week. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. So just to recap, so we talked about reviewing your intake questionnaire, talked about the confidentiality. We went over um, things that have happened to you for the past 2.5 years, family history, changes in your social family habits, your work habits, and your work relationships, um, as well as talking about things that we're going to be doing next week, okay, to include the homework assignment. If you want to call it something other than a homework assignment, I totally get it, because sometimes homework assignment can sound a little
No,
a little much.
that's fine. That's good.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions of me
No,
that
I guess I'll just see
have
you next week.
none? Okay. Well, we'll wrap this up then, Shelley. Just one or two quick things. So May 5th is your birthday, right?
Hmm.
You your preferred name as Shelley,
Right?
and let's see, and preferred ethnicity would be white Caucasian, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, on that note, next week, same time, and we'll see you then. Okay, Shelley?
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
Bye
Bye.
bye.